Hello, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Seedling Podcast. We're your hosts, Simone and
Mia. And before we get into today's episode, I just wanted to share today's quote with you guys, which is short and sweet. And it is, "Do it from love, not for love." And that is a quote by Sattler, I believe. It's been circulating all around Instagram, and I've just been loving it because it's perfect for this episode.
which is on optimization culture and how to bring spontaneity and fulfillment back into our lives. Because ultimately, we feel like optimization has been holding us a bit too firmly. It's got a bit of a firm grip on all of us, and we wanted to just divulge into, what that means, the consequences, and how to bring the whimsical energy back into our lives and make life fun again, because that's what life is all about.
Exactly. And before we kind of get into this, just wanted to give out a disclaimer that, first of all, we're not medical professionals. If you actually feel like you're really, really struggling, like mentally, physically, whatever, we highly suggest seeking help, getting a professional, having, maybe some counseling. We both would vouch for that. So, if you genuinely feel like you need help, we highly, highly recommend that you get help. Also just wanted to say that we are not knocking or shaming anyone for having a routine, for doing things that make them feel good. If tracking every part of your life and having a very super, regimented routine is fulfilling you and your life and you feel good doing that, please keep doing that. We are all here for fulfillment and love. So if that is what you are doing and that's how you feel in your life, please go ahead. I guess this episode isn't necessarily aimed at you. It's aimed at anyone that is feeling burnt out, like they're falling behind, like their routine or this kind of self-improvement culture is not serving them. This episode is for you guys because we feel the same, and we wanted to share how we feel towards this topic and ways we can introduce our whimsy back into our life.
Word. And also, ultimately, we're not perfect. Just because we're talking about it doesn't necessarily mean that we've mastered this topic as something that, we've mastered. This is something that we're still actively working on. This conversation is just as beneficial for us as it is for you. As always, we learn so much through these discussions together. I just wanted to bring some awareness back into this topic and bring it onto our platform. So we hope you guys enjoy this episode. Without further ado, should we get into
definitely
the nuts and bolts?
I think before we get into anything else, we should just kind of discuss what this optimization and self-improvement culture looks like, because for me anyway, I can so see it on almost every social media platform right now. What I do in a day, what I eat in a day, all of these things, habit stacking. And it's basically what it is constantly trying to be a better version of yourself, eating cleaner, being more healthy, tracking your sleep, your meals, your exercise, kind of tracking everything and looking at the data and constantly wanting more and more and more.
Yeah, even the things that should be relaxing, like a skincare routine, it's if I don't get all of these steps done, my skin's going to be ruined or whatever, and it's just ruining and making your life miserable, not gonna lie.
Exactly.
And so I think this culture has, like you said earlier, I think it's really plastered all over social media. It's in the podcast. I'm pretty sure this topic has actually it's become quite trendy right now because Stephen Bartlett was talking about how he had 3 glasses of wine or something, and that ruined the rest of his week.
Yes.
And it's where can you find balance? Where can you let yourself have 3 glasses of wine? And obviously, that might make you feel shit the next day, and that is annoying, and especially if you don't drink often. I get it, but ultimately you probably enjoyed that with friends. You probably enjoyed that over a nice meal, and it was probably really nice wine. So can you let yourself either not drink and just enjoy yourself with your friends and enjoy it and let it be, or let yourself have a drink? Where can you find that balance within your routine? And your program, whatever you're following, you know?
Exactly. And this kind of goes without saying, but we're not coming for people who have a routine, because we are also super aware that routine can be so healing for people, especially who've never had a routine or feel like they're very like not in control of their lives or are dealing with a lot of things. Routine also for me has been such like an important pillar of like stability and foundation in my life. It's about the balance. It's
Yeah.
about not letting the routine take over your life. It's like using the routine to mold into your life. Like you're making it work for you and your life, like not against you and like your emotions and feelings and stuff like that. So when we're talking about this like self-improvement and optimization culture, we are talking basically about the general consensus that nothing will ever be enough. Like nothing, no matter what achievement you do, you're always going to be on to the next. You never actually celebrate any of your wins because you're so hung up on like being even better, being even faster, even more beautiful or more whatever, like whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You're always wanting more and more and more. And that is what we're trying to actively go against.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to highlight here,
Yes.
because that ultimately is really damaging to your self-worth, to your life force.
Like you're trying to do these things in the name of self-preservation and being better, but you're actually just in turn making yourself more stressed because you're like, okay, it's 9 p.m. and I still haven't meditated and I still haven't journaled and I still haven't done my... Let me just quickly do these things. When actually, babes, you can just go to sleep. Like,
yeah, you actually need a good night's rest.
Like you don't, like you're doing all these things to be a better version of yourself, but in turn it's making you more stressed and more like, oh, I need to be better. And it in turn, this creates like a feeling of shame when you're not doing all these things. Like there might be like moments in your life where you absolutely have so much energy and you can do all these things, no questions asked, and it's so easy and you're so proud of yourself or whatever. And then there might be a phase in your life where you actually can't and you're tired and you have other things going on. You're going through grief or whatever. And then that's where the like self-judgment and the shame comes in because you're like shaming yourself for being unproductive and for not being this best version of yourself. When actually you're just being a human being, living the human experience, which is ebbs and flows. Like you can't always be on top, always be on your best game. Especially as a woman, like when you have a cycle and you have, even as a man as well, when you have ebbs and flows in your life, like that's just the way life is. And we need to also like, learn to accept ourselves. And what I think we also wanted to discuss is kind of just like the consequences of like burning the candle at both ends, which is like, you will ultimately, if you are constantly burning the candle at both ends, you will either get injured or ill.
Yeah, and that's not to scare you or anything, but we've physically felt that within ourselves, or we've pushed ourselves too hard, and not listened to ourselves. And you know, even with work and stuff as well, this ties into that. Like if you're working too much and you're burning yourself out just for the sake of being like the best worker, like the best kind of employee, like you will end up, you know, being forced into rest. And where can you give yourself grace there as well? That's what we wanted to kind of speak about and highlight. And yeah, I mean, you can get injured if you're pushing yourself too much when you're training, if you're not eating like enough calories, if you're on a, you know, strict diet. That is where you can, you know, get severely injured, whether that's also within your body, like hurt yourself in your body, or you can mentally get very unwell as well and feel very miserable and very depressed because you're in severe restriction. Obviously that's tying into like something else that we might not want to discuss because that's, you know, other mental health issues. But I think, that's ultimately sometimes what that can lead to as well.
Exactly. And if you are like attaching your value to something that's so like not fleeting, but just like you're attaching your value just to you being this projected best version of yourself as a human being that has a human body that changes all the time, goes through so many different phases in your life, that is just ultimately just going to make you sad. You're just going to be sad and feel like you're not doing enough if you're constantly comparing yourself to this like version of yourself that's on a pedestal that does everything right and is perfect. And I think social media feeds into that as well, because we only show, or tend to show, our best selves. So then we're all comparing ourselves to these fake versions of ourselves, which aren't real, because everyone gets tired.
Yeah.
You might not see it, and people might not admit it, but everyone gets tired.
Yeah.
Everyone gets ill. Everyone gets frustrated. Everyone loses their patience, because we're human beings.
Yeah.
Like, and the actual like humanness is in the repair of that, is like how you treat yourself after that, after the, I don't know, you stepping out of this perfect version of yourself. Can you meet yourself with kindness? Can you meet yourself with love, instead of shaming yourself for like being ill or needing rest or losing your patience every now and again? Like, can you accept yourself fully?
Also, actually, yeah, talking about losing your patience and being irritable, like we said, like that is actually one of the symptoms of optimizing yourself too much. Like, that's not even optimization, that's like punishing yourself. But that could be a symptom if you feel like you're not sure if you've been pushing yourself too hard. If you're feeling like you're snapping at everything, like nothing feels like it's going in your favor, nothing feels like it's bringing you pleasure or joy, that could be a sign that you are going too hard on yourself and you can't see the good in people. You can't see the good in life, really. So everything just is making you feel miserable. It's making you feel irritated. That could be a symptom that you need to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
And also, just again, to talk about the disclaimer, but, you know, if you are really feeling mentally unwell, please seek professional help, because there are deeper reasons as to why this might be occurring for you. And again, obviously we're not professionals, so we encourage you to seek, you know, therapeutic help and also community help, like people in your community to love and support you through this time. Yeah, because for me, like one thing that I notice with other people is that, because I've seen it within myself, is when I see someone pushing themselves so hard, like they're, you know, training a lot and not giving themselves a lot of rest, they're, you know, in severe restriction and essentially like not doing anything fun anymore, but they're talking about health stuff all the time. I sometimes doubt if they're okay or not. Sometimes, obviously I get it. Sometimes if you really are, you know, there's so many reasons and there's so much context to go into like explaining this, but there's for me a slight worry when I see that in someone else. I don't know about you. Do you feel that you're kind of like,
and honestly,
is this because of love, or are you doing this because, you know, you're punishing yourself?
Exactly. And honestly speaking, my honest truth right now, a lot of these gym bros who are severely like restricting, counting calories and like going, you know, to the gym twice a day or like 3 times a day and like burning all these calories, super hyper focused on like how lean they are, whatever, you have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
You have orthorexia. Like that is a severe like need for constantly being healthy and like eating the like the most healthy food and whatever. And it might not be as easy to spot as other like eating disorders. Like,
well, because it's glammed up within the gym community.
Because it's first of all, men don't speak about it enough. Like the fact that that is prevalent within that industry and within that community. But also because people think that that's like, you know, you're being healthy, like whatever. And I guess objectively, maybe their body might look nice or desirable to other people. But that if that is every waking moment, if that is what you're thinking about, that is disordered eating, and that is an issue that you need to look at and get help.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah. And that's said with love and kindness, not out of judgment. It's literally just, it's bodybuilding is like one of the fastest ways to get into that kind of mindset. Like, I'm sure there's someone out there that can do it without feeling that feeling. Hats off to you. But genuinely, like, it can breed that mental illness, and it's it's not safe if you want to be having a safe relationship with food and with your body. I would say that's like a bit of a danger zone there.
Yeah, same with modeling, for example. Like anything where you are literally being compared, your body is being compared to hundreds, thousands of other people, and that is like your profession or your main source of income, you either need to like have a very, very strong like kind of wall up to like not let that infiltrate, because there is no way that it can't impact you if you don't have this kind of wall up, because you are constantly, your physical body is constantly being compared to other people. And another thing that I wanted to touch on is just like the actual word optimization. Like, we are not a machine. We are not an AI workflow or like a, do you know what I mean? Like, we are a human experience, human body that doesn't need to be optimized. Yes, you can want to be better and be kinder and more generous and whatever, but like, those things aren't measurable through data and through optimization and through habit stacking. Those things actually just come from the heart.
Yep.
And
Amen.
that's the raw truth of the matter. So in terms of consequences to this kind of burning the candle at both ends, like working around the clock to just like achieve goals that you'll never celebrate anyway, the consequences are you're harming yourself. You're harming yourself and your mental well-being and your physical well-being.
Yeah.
If you're going too far.
Yeah, it's definitely a form of self-sabotage, and that's kind of what I was trying to say with, you know, when I see someone trying to, you know, highly optimize their life, I'm like, what are you running from? What are you running from? What can't you like sit with? And then ultimately as well, like the world that we live in, you know, if you have a 9 to 5 as well, like that's why those videos, you know, before my 9 to 5, what I do, like 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5, or what I do before, and after. And it's like those videos where people are just filling those times with like the most optimized routine. And yes, sometimes they can be inspirational. I get it, because you kind of do have to use that time. It's precious time. But at what cost? Like, are you going to be able to give yourself grace? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I find them a little bit
robotic.
They're a little bit robotic and unfair as well, and I think you just have to like take some of those with a pinch of salt, because I was going to say sea salt. Take it with a pinch of sea salt, with a Celtic bit of sea salt, because it's not always the truth. First and foremost, it's not always the truth, and also like, I don't know, they're not you. They're not living your life, and if you're really struggling and you're trying to compare yourself to these people that, you know, I'm not saying that their life isn't hard, but they're not showing all of their life. They're just showing the highlights, and, you know, maybe they are being genuine and they do show how hard things are. But I think ultimately social media isn't the best way to get influenced anyway. Maybe I should just wrap that sentence up there. But yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, ultimately, comparison is the thief of joy. If you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, whatever, you will never, ever, ever be happy with yourself and the amazing achievements that you've achieved throughout your life, because you're comparing it to someone climbing fucking Mount Everest or running a sub 15-minute 5K or whatever it is that you're trying to chase. Like, just be proud of yourself for showing up. Damn. Like, and I think, damn, like, damn, just be proud of yourself, man.
Literally.
And like, I think let's move on to like, kind of taking back control of your life and reintroducing whimsy back into your life. And I just want to say as well that I have a routine. Like, we both have routines. I have a training program which I follow. I have a Garmin watch, guys, dare I say. But I'm not like, I'm making these things work for me. Like, I'm not constantly like checking, or it's not like my entire life is like revolving around this. Like, when I do my training plan, like, I have structure as to which exercises I do and how many times I train, but that changes. I mold it around my cycle first and foremost, but also like my energy levels and how I'm showing up that day. Like, maybe that day I'm not going to do 4 or 5 different exercises. I'm going to do 3, and I'm going to severely lower the weight. But I showed up regardless. Or I'm going to go for a nice long walk instead because I don't want to. Or I'm going to do nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I'll do it tomorrow or the day after. It's taking this routine and this thing that's making me stronger because I'm doing it out of the love for myself and the love for my body. Taking this thing and making it work for you and your life. Not against you and not as a punishment or as a way of like escaping yourself. It's for you in your life.
Amen. And I'm also on a training program as well, and I also have a routine. I mean, I don't stick to it like every single day, but I do have a training program and I do have a PT. Shout out to you, Jody. And he showed me, honestly, like the power of lowering the weight, the power of like, because it's a strength training thing that I'm doing, and the power of like just building your capacity from like working on your technique and not overdoing it and having like lower weight weeks and all of that stuff, where before I would just go ham and then expect myself to keep on going ham, when actually all I needed was to lower the weight. I needed to give myself more recovery and do less. So he actually reminded me, no, I need to take the weight off. And now I'm stronger than I was before because of the way that he's progressed, you know, me in this training program. And it's because it's been like gentle and my body's gotten used to it. It's not been like, I don't know, it's not been
too
forced.
quickly, yeah.
Exactly. And I know I might be going on a bit of a tangent here, but I just want to highlight that like you can still go to the gym and have fun. We're not saying like you need to take a weight off everything you're doing and not have a routine. Like, we see the benefit of routine. We see the benefit of a program. It's where can you let yourself have balance? Where can you give yourself grace? And where can you make it fun for you as well? Because that's ultimately what life is all about.
Exactly. And I think before you do anything and you get yourself into doing like 1,000 things a day to make yourself a better person or whatever, ask, what is your why?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? Actually just strip it back and ask yourself, am I doing this out of a love-based reality for myself, self-improvement? I want to be strong for myself, for my future kids. I love my body and I'm celebrating my body. Or is this out of a fear-based reality? Like, are you doing this out of fear, out of comparison, out of punishment? Are you doing this for a specific image, like how you'll be perceived? Like, actually just ask yourself, why am I doing this? Question yourself, be inquisitive, because that is a very telling sign as to maybe like, should you be doing this in the first place? If you don't even have a why, or if your why is maybe a bit more superficial or a bit more like, you know, you're just doing it because everyone else is doing it, then maybe ask yourself, what can I do out of the name of love, like for myself? Maybe there's something else. Is it rest? Is it, you know, self-love practices? Is it slowing down? Is it seeing my friends, my family? Is it feeding my soul?
That's something to think about. I think something else to think about is if no one was watching or no one could see like what you post on Strava and what you post on your Instagram and whatever, would you still be doing it? Like, are you doing it because of the social media praise, because of Strava praise, Strava kudos or whatever, like because of a streak as well? Like if you have like a streak, like a running streak or a running, like a gym streak or something, and it's like, you know, those apps where it's like optimizing all of your habits and all of your stacked things, like there's nothing wrong with that, but again, like it's where can you let yourself miss the streak, or, you know, let the streak go. Yeah, I think that's something else to think about.
Yeah, just ultimately, is it a celebration? Are you celebrating yourself? Like, are you celebrating, like, I don't know, when, say, if you set yourself like a specific amount of books to read, like, are you doing this as a celebration of like knowledge and you know, love for fiction, or like whatever? Is this a celebration, or is this like a fuck, I need to just like get more intelligent and like so I can be able to say or like have an opinion on certain things? Or do you know what I mean? Is it a celebration? Ask yourself, is it a celebration of myself, of the people around me? Like, am I allowing myself to celebrate it as well? After, for example, every run, are you celebrating the fact that you literally have working legs and your body is allowing you to move from A to B? Never mind about how fast, what your pace is, what your time is, whatever. Are you celebrating the fact that you showed up? Can you celebrate yourself?
And the fact that you have a functioning body. And sorry, but there's people that are like literally dying in hospital and they can't move, yet you're like crying over the fact that you can't get a 1 second PB. Sorry.
Let's think about that.
Sorry if that's on the nose for some people, but you know, like it's such a privilege to be able to move your body, and like even if you do get like injured, that's another moment where you'll feel like, oh, like I wish I could just move my body. I wish I was more grateful for the fact that I could move when I could move. Do you know what I mean? And like there's nothing wrong with wanting to do like something hard like a marathon or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, are you just forcing yourself to do it though, or do you want to do it out of a celebration of your body? That's what we're trying to highlight here.
Yes.
Because those things are extremely hard, and like if you're going to get to the end of it and think, okay, great, on to the next, what the hell? Like you've just put yourself through like an intense training program and the competition itself, and you can't like celebrate that for long enough until you're trying to do an ultra or something.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, speak love into yourself. Speak love into your body. Like, after every single time you show up, if this is something that you want to do, like, we understand that hard work and, like, working towards, like, an end goal requires consistency and consistently showing up. We understand that, and we also are doing that within our lives. But can you do it through speaking love into yourself? Can you love yourself through this process, through the ebbs and flows, instead of punishing yourself and speaking hatred into yourself, or like self doubt into yourself just because you missed one day, or just because you couldn't lift as heavy as you did, whatever, just because you had a chocolate bar when you said you wouldn't. Like, can you just love yourself through it?
Yeah.
Can you speak love into yourself and actually liberate yourself and affirm yourself for doing something difficult?
Yeah.
Because fucking hell, well done, babe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And even if you don't do anything difficult, for resting, like congratulate yourself for resting.
It's just as hard.
It's just as
slowing
hard.
down.
It's so much harder. So like, say well done for slowing down, well done for recovering, and can you challenge those inner critical thoughts where, I don't know, you might be trying to get more protein and then you didn't get enough protein, so you're like feeling down about that or something. Can you challenge that thought and be like, no, hey, I enjoyed this whatever XYZ meal with my friends or with myself, and I don't have to be hitting that every day. I don't have to be in severe restriction. Like, can you enjoy ice cream? Can you enjoy certain things that maybe you also used to enjoy and you're not letting yourself have anymore? Like, can you let yourself have that moment and enjoy that and not think about it in such a restricted, rigid way as well? Like, can you challenging inner critic thoughts is one of the hardest things, but it's like a muscle. You have to keep on practicing it. It's brain plasticity. You are going to rewire new neural pathways, and like, I know it might feel weird, it might feel unfamiliar, but like we always say, like, your unfamiliar, what is it? Your unfamiliar
heaven. Like, you would rather your familiar hell than your unfamiliar heaven.
Exactly. So just keep that in mind. If it's starting to feel a bit like, oh, I couldn't be nice to myself, I could never, I don't deserve that. Okay, it's just because it feels unfamiliar right now. If you keep on practicing it like a muscle, it will get easier, and you're not going to just fall off track. You're just going to be kinder to yourself.
Exactly.
And would you rather that? Like, wouldn't you rather getting to the end of your life thinking, oh, okay, I'm glad I let myself off the hook and like could enjoy my life? Ultimately, what would your 85-year-old self want you to do?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
And and that's how we're also just saying, do it, but bring the whimsy back, man. Like, come on, when was the last time you freaking laughed about something? Like, seriously, like, have a bit of a laugh. Like, life doesn't need to be this serious, like, right, we need to lock in, whatever. There's time and places for it, but can you actually allow yourself to be a bit silly sometimes and, like, slow the F down? Like, you're brushing your teeth, you're doing this, you can take a breath, you can set your alarm 10 minutes earlier than usual and just do things slowly. Laugh with friends, have a cheeky glass of wine if you can. Obviously, if you have an issue with alcohol, like, do something else. But like, do fun, spontaneous things, like, even though they're not measurable, and they're like, honestly, the best things aren't measurable and aren't trackable, because they just create a beautiful feeling of love and fulfillment inside of you. Do new things, be a beginner at stuff, and just don't track it. Like I was saying to Soren earlier, like, if you love running and you actually just want to run out of the love and out of the celebration in your heart, just do once a week, just don't track. Don't track your run, don't post on Strava, but literally just like go for a run, see how you feel, get that feeling of just like, yeah, I can move my body, this feels great, see how far you can go, and then come back, walk back, run back, whatever. But just do it without tracking once, and just do it for like the love in your heart and the love that you carry for yourself. Because yeah, life doesn't need to be that serious at the end of the day. You're actually allowed to have fun. Like, you're allowed to do this process and still have fun and still laugh and be lighthearted.
Amen. You can have it all, guys. You really can. You can have it all. And I feel like final thoughts is among us.
Yes,
yeah?
I think it is in the room with us, the final thoughts. And the final thought is, does this make you feel loved, safe, and fulfilled? Let's just think about that.
Yeah.
If you are planning on doing something, integrating something new into your life, whether it's a routine, a new thing that you want to do, just ask yourself, is this going to make me feel loved, fulfilled, and safe at the end of the day?
Amen. Okay, well, thank you so much for listening, guys. It's been a really, really interesting episode. I've loved speaking to you, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let us know what you think. See you in the next episode.
Love you.
Love
Mwah.
you.